Hello, and thanks for joining me for AmpliFund training on how to submit performance reporting. This is Carrie Lidcahoos, the Program Supervisor at the Montana Board of Crime Control. I will be walking you through today how to submit reporting, what we used to call narrative reporting, but now what we're calling performance reporting on your performance plan with your new goals and your new grant in AmpliFund. To get started, open AmpliFund and navigate from the Grants Management tab to Grants. You can use the drop-down and select all grants, or just click the Grants button itself. What you should see are all of your active grants in AmpliFund. Today in my example, we'll be using the Match Test 1 award. Since you are a recipient at this point in time, you always want to be working in the post-award section when you're going to be reporting on performance or making any sort of changes to your grant plan or your grant award. The first thing to do when making a report for your performance is to submit or record your achievements toward things that you've completed on your performance plan. So, since we want to leave this page open, which is the details of our grant page, please navigate to Post-Award, Performance, and Performance Plan, but open it in a new tab so that you can keep this details page open. When you do that in AmpliFund, it will be very helpful for you. All right, here you can see the performance plan for this particular grant example. I have 3 goals. The first one is called a percent reduction, and the type of goal that one is a narrative goal. I have halfway to total percent reduction as a milestone goal, and I have achieved total percent reduction also as a milestone goal. And you can see on the right-hand side of your screen that these are all tied to my strategy of reducing youth recidivism by 15% among juvenile offenders within the Tri-County boroughs by June 30th, 2022. If I need to edit this particular performance goal at any time, I can do that by hitting the pencil or edit button. And this brings me into the goal where I can edit this performance item. You do notice that I have my one strategy to select from. So there's only one in the dropdown because I've entered that as my performance strategy. But if I need to, I can change the type of goal this is to a numeric or to a percent achieved or to a milestone. I do give the goal a name, as you saw on the previous page, that it was called percent reduction. And I've given the description of this goal that this is testing the updating of the performance plan in anticipation of reporting period training, and I put my initials in there. I have said that this is responsible to an individual. There's an individual that will be working on this, responsible, and I've assigned me out of all these other people in my organization. I've assigned myself. And then because this is a narrative goal, I've decided that the item type or goal type is a narrative. I have to type in here the question that I want to answer. So I'm going to answer this question that says, what progress has been made toward achievement of the goal this quarter? Again, if I wanted to change any of this, I can just type in the boxes and make any edits as necessary. Then you want to save or cancel if you haven't made any changes. I'll cancel today since I didn't make any changes. But when I'm going in and I'm wanting to track my progress towards achieving these goals, I need to enter an achievement. And the best icon on this page to track your achievements and what everyone wants to receive when they achieve something is a trophy. So here's your little trophy icon, which I just love. And you can mark an achievement. So I'll show you how to do that today. Click on your trophy. And that's going to help you look at the achievements that have been listed for this particular goal. So I've been doing some tests here. I made an achievement on the 27th of August, it says. I've also put one in here on the 29th of October, so I've predated that one. If I need to edit either of those, again, you have the pencil icon where you can edit, or you can throw those away if you need to delete them, if that was a mistake. But if you want to create a new achievement for this particular goal, you just hit the plus button up at the top, the create button here at the top right, up under your name. So we're going to create a new achievement for this particular goal today. So I know that I'm in the right grant. I'm in Match Test 1 award. I can verify that my strategy's here. Again, I'm going to reduce that youth recidivism. I can see I'm on the right goal because I remember it's a narrative goal and my goal is called by percent reduction. And there's my question that I typed in. What progress has been made toward achievement of this goal this quarter? And you can see that the achievement date defaults to today. If I didn't make the achievement today, if I actually made the achievement yesterday or on Wednesday of this week, I can go ahead and backdate that. But really, I'd like to come in and put those in as soon as I have information to put in, just to make things easier for me when I'm creating my report at the end of the quarter. So if on Wednesday this week, I know I achieved something in terms of reducing recidivism by a percentage, I can come in and answer this question. So the question asks about what achievements have been made toward the goal this quarter, but I can say as of September 1st, a 0.5% reduction has been achieved. In youth recidivism. If I have more information, excuse me, on here to put in, I can put some notes in. So I might want to put some notes in for myself that says how that 0.5% reduction was achieved. So I might say 2 youth were diverted from repeat detention placement same 2 youth were also accepted into individual therapy. And maybe those two things are what are going to help me achieve this 0.5% reduction. There's 2 kiddos that didn't have to go back to detention, and at the same time, they also got into some individual therapy, which we would anticipate would help them to reduce their recidivism. If there's any files I want to upload with that, I can choose that. And if for some reason I was finished with this particular goal or this achievement, I can mark that as complete. I'm not going to do that today, but we'll go ahead and create our achievement, and then you'll see it shows up in our list. And it does show the notes right here. There's no attachments to it, but that's okay. But I have added an achievement. When I want to leave this goal, I just click on Performance Plan, and it will take me back to the list of goals that I have. Now, if there's another achievement I need to enter for another goal, again, I can come to that goal of being halfway to my total percent reduction, and I can click on Achievement and see what might be there. So there's something there. As of the 25th of August, if I need to create another one, again, I just hit plus. And I want to show you this one because this is a milestone goal. This is different than the last type of goal we had. The last goal type we had was a narrative. This one is a milestone. And again, the date that I want to achieve it. Maybe it was that same date of the 1st, and my notes. So we're saying we're continuing to work toward the halfway point. We did have 2 youth that were diverted and 2 youth that entered therapy. If you have an attachment, you can do that. You can upload an attachment to that, upload a file. Uh-oh, did anyone see what happened just there? I lost it. Well, I'll have to go back in and recreate it. Not exactly sure what happened. Instead of being able to scroll down, what I wanted to do to create, I closed it. So this time I'm just going to say I'm going to type in my notes here. You'll know what to say based on what it is you want to report. And then you can create. But again, these are to help you track your progress in terms of achieving that goal, which is going to help you to achieve that overall strategy. So I've set this milestone goal to me, or for myself, to reach my halfway point of that total % reduction about halfway through my grant. So that's why in that goal it said reach the halfway point in February. If I want to go back in now and just verify that my achievement's there, again, I can click on that trophy, click on that achievements, and there it was. I was successful in creating it that time. Not as good a notes because I lost the first one, but it is there. All right. That is how you create achievements on your performance plan. Stick around and I'll show you how to do your report in just a moment. Thanks again for joining me today. This is Carrie Lidcahoos, the program supervisor at the Montana Board of Crime Control. And I'm going to talk to you today about how to create a performance report in AmpliFund. Since we're using our new grant management system and it's almost reporting time, we need to show you how to do that. So in AmpliFund, please log into your account and navigate to a grant by clicking your Grants Management tab and going to Grants. You can see I have 2 grants associated with this agency or my organization. I'm going to use the Match Test 1 award to show you how to enter your performance reporting period. Remember, you land on the details page of your award. So I can scroll down and just make sure that everything is accurate on here. I've got some expenses to date. I've got some match contributions to date. I've got my remaining balance and my remaining match requirement. Reminds me who my responsible person is, who my grant manager is at MBCC. So I know if I need to contact somebody at MBCC about my grant, I'm going to contact Megan. All other information is here. When my grant started July 1st of this year, going to go through June 30th of 2022. It's a year-long grant. All right. And as usual, we like to tell you to navigate off of this page in a new tab. So we know we're working in post-award because we're a recipient. So in that post-award tab, you're going to scroll down to management and open up your reporting periods. And again, remember, do that in a new tab so you can keep your award details here on this tab. So here we are. We have navigated to our Match Test 1 award reporting periods. And you can see there are several in here. And you can see what type of report it is. So there's some start dates here. Report period start date. There's also some report end dates. And there's also the type. So in these examples that we've been showing you, we have a budget and a performance reporting period separate. That will allow your fiscal folks to do their reporting and your program folks to do the reporting at the same time, but not in reliance on each other and getting those completed. So when you are wanting to come in and do a performance report, you can see that I have several open. I do have one closed here between August 1st and October 31st. I have another performance period open for November 1st to January 31st. And I've also got another one open from April 1st to June 30th. If I have nothing here, which you will have when you first come into your grant, you need to create one or select a reporting period. So that is where you're going to go to your plus sign over here under your name on the top right, and you're going to create. And this screen will pop up for you, the reporting periods, which grant, so you can verify that you're on the correct grant, Match Test 1 award. And then it asks you what type of reporting period you want to include. Do you want to include your expenses that you've entered as you've gone along? Or do you want to include your achievements? Well, we were just talking a few moments ago in terms of achievements and how to enter those. So we're going to create an achievement or a performance report. And which period would I like to choose? Well, there's only so many available to me. Why is that? Well, remember from the previous page, we've already got a reporting period created for the end of this grant from April 1st to June 30th. So you can go ahead and create all of these from the get-go if you would like. I'm not going to do that today. Today, I'm just going to go with my first reporting period and save. Takes just a moment, but then it brings me to that reporting period. So if you want to go back and verify that you've set it up correctly, it will show you right here the dates, July 1st to September 30th. But if I want to just check and make sure I created the right one, I can see that it's achievements. I'm going to go back to that reporting period, and I should see in my list here now that I have a performance period open for July 1st to September 30th. And that's the one I want to work on. But here's that one for the end of my grant that I created before. So you can go ahead and create all of them in the beginning if you would like to. Let's say I did that. I created them all in the beginning, and now I need to come back in and actually execute this. I need to complete this reporting period for the current quarter. So I'm going to come in and I'm just going to select that one by clicking on the start date. And here we are back at the page that we were on when we first created that reporting period. So Match Test 1 award, it's our reporting period starting July 1st, ending September 30th. It's an open reporting period, right? It's open right now. I haven't done anything to close it. And it's an achievement or a performance reporting period. So my overall achievement details are shown here, and I can see that I have one goal with no achievements listed. Okay, well, that's maybe not great, except that I can look down here and see, okay, I have something entered for my percent reduction in my achievements analysis is where I'm looking. I have something listed for my percent reduction. It tells me right here that I have one achievement during this project period. If I had more, that's awesome. But here's the one that I don't have anything written under. There's no achievements in this one. Well, I haven't achieved the total percent reduction that I set out in my strategy. So I know that I'm going to be making reports on that in the second half of my project period. So it's okay if I have 0 achievements for that. But maybe you don't like that. And so you want to have a note in each time. And that's okay to go in and put an achievement that says this goal's not active yet. Okay, there's no penalty for you at this point from our perspective on if you have a note in that one or not. So you used to have to go into NAREP and maybe you would put something in each quarter. This grant isn't starting yet, or we're going to begin working on this next quarter or in the third quarter. If you want to enter something like that in your achievements under that particular one, you can. But if not, we'll understand. If there are any comments that you want to make here based on your overall achievements, this would be a great place to say no achievements on total percent reduction that is for the second half of the project period. Or you can leave that blank. You'll notice there's no star by that section in comments, so it's not a required field. If you have any documentation that you want to include for your reporting period, especially if one of your goals maybe was to hold a training and you had an agenda for that, if you were putting the training on or if you were attending the training and your grant funds were paying for that, if you did not attach that document into your achievements, you could put that here. If you upload the wrong file too, there's always the trash can, the handy trash can you can use to throw that away. Again, here's our achievement analysis. And now it's asking me about achievements closeout, and it defaults to all of them being selected. And the question there is really asking me if I'm ready to close and submit those particular achievements that are in this reporting period. And you notice I didn't have to tell AmpliFund which ones to bring in because it already knows. It already knows that these are the two that I have during this particular reporting period. And yes, I definitely want to attach all of those to this reporting period. So I'm going to go ahead and leave those both selected. And if I'm not done working on this, I can hit save and I can come back to it at another time. If I do that, it tells me I've had success in saving and it takes me back to that particular report. Again, if I want to go back to the total reporting periods, I can click on reporting periods here on the left-hand side of the screen, and it'll take me back to my list of all others that are there. Here's the one we were just working on, our performance plan. It's still open. Even though I said my achievements were closed, the reporting period is still open because I have not selected at the bottom of this particular reporting screen. I haven't chosen to close it. Closing it submits it to your MBCC program manager for approval. So you do want to do that. When you have completed your report, when you've got all of your achievements attached here that need to come in, that need to pull in, you can close it. And when you do that, you'll get a reminder saying, are you sure? Are you sure you want to send this? Because if you send it, you can't make any other changes. So if I'm going to say yes, I'm closing that and I cannot come back in and edit this reporting period any longer. It does take me back to the reporting period itself, and I can't do anything else in here. You can see that nothing is enabled for me to click on. I can click and look at my achievements. I can click in and look at my goals, my performance plan, but I can't actually edit anything in the reporting period. So all I can do is just cancel out my view of this. In which case it's going to bring me back to the reporting periods. And now it's going to show me, excuse me while I highlight all of that on accident. Now it's going to show me that this performance period is closed. And since we talked earlier, we saw that Megan is the assigned person. Megan is going to get some notification on her end to go in and look at your performance plan that you've submitted, your performance reporting period, and to approve that or send it back to you for changes. So let's just say that everything was wonderful and great and your reporting period was perfect. MBCC staff will then accept that. Let's say you missed something. Something wasn't quite submitted correctly, and program staff noticed that. They'll reject your report and communicate with you saying, hey, you attended that training, you attended that national conference. It sounds like it was really great and I need the agenda. Can you go back in and attach that? No problem, easy peasy. You go back in and you edit your reporting period and you submit it again, right? You edit your performance reporting period. What if it's on the other end? What if I say, man, I just hit close on that report and I forgot to put that agenda. I went to that training, it was amazing. I even came back and told my staff all about it and I forgot to submit the agenda. No problem, just call us. Just give us a shout, let us know, hey, I forgot to attach the agenda. I'm gonna need you to reject that report. I'm gonna need you to send it back to me. Some of you that have federal grants might know that as being change requested. Okay, that's the same functionality here in AmpliFund that we're going to reject that. We're going to send it back to you so you can get those attachments in there. No worries, just communicate with us. And there you have it. That is how to submit a performance reporting period. Thanks for joining me today. Please continue to stay in contact with us at MBCC in terms of your AmpliFund questions. We appreciate you learning with us. Have a wonderful day.